So I suppose, hello everybody, good day. I've been feeling really tired since I woke up. I mean, I am kind of slow in the morning, but it's 11 o'clock, and or most mornings anyway. It's 11 o'clock, and I'm ready to rock. And I've been up since about 8, and I slept decent normally. Anywho, um, I just wanted to, and I said I was going to get and quickly do something before I started, but then I found myself starting, and I thought I can wait till this gets going, and our dog hasn't gotten hyped up like he sometimes does when we start. So, but and I guess maybe um, I should have uh, thought of some ideas because maybe I could also do one about my life. Um, um, I don't songwrite often, but I have done so, and I have done so improvised, and it usually turns out fairly decent. So, um, but um, yeah. Oops, am I getting a call coming in? Just a moment. Hello. Hi. Well, I'm pretty good for those, I think, though. But I mean, I guess if you want to bring one for a spare or an option, then sure. Okay. Well, you choose. I guess I'll talk to you later. Okay. Thanks. Sorry about that. I wanted you to know I wasn't going to be long because I wasn't going to be because the person was at work and they were just calling about one thing. Um. Yeah. There was something else. Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to find myself podcasting today, but it's another slow day, kind of, sort of, and I just I'll be watching stuff. I was actually just watching someone's live, another musician that I stumbled across after looking for live streams to watch, like while live, um, like, for a few minutes, you know, a few tries, um, and it's pretty good. He's a fellow musician, like I say, had kind of a deep draw. Um, and he was reading some of the comments, and I always appreciate that, as I try and also do for the people. Uh, but then he and I don't know if it was interesting because I don't know if he saw one of my comments. In one particular comment, I mean, I'd only been there for like 15 minutes, and there was other comments, but he read a couple of mine, I think, and but there was but then he there was one I said, well, maybe he read it but didn't make it super obvious, because I said sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's best to go with our first idea. Maybe he was being too critical on himself, and and I don't know how long he. I had said it looked like he was writing something on the spot, um, and he said that's exactly right. So I don't know how much he had. Maybe he was just repeating it till more ideas came. But and I liked the line. I don't know if I should say it in here, the lyric, but eventually it just was being being repeated too much. I mean, there is a bit of that in music, and I understand that it can be part of the songwriting process. But I try not to or I find that I don't do that super often. I don't think I do. I did a rap fusion on piano the other day that was kind of cool. I did one about a new subscriber who I'd seen one of his videos before he'd seen mine, or maybe two, but on different days. Um, and yeah, I kind of want to. Um, I kind of want to wait until there's people here, at least one or two, you know, and engaging, especially before I briefly, you know, and I could kind of multitask with it and go off the screen and kind of think up a little bit based on the ideas. I mean, they don't have to be specific about your life. They could just be general songwriting ideas. But I thought that the first idea was kind of an interesting way to do it, to do songwriting. Um, and there was someone there for a minute, I think, uh, but approximately, but under three, under two possibly. Just kidding. But anywho, um, may intend to come back. So, um, yeah, and I can do it improvised on the spot mostly. Um, but I'm not sure why, because like that was like the night before. It's well worn off. Had a little bit of the old, that's nothing new. Although it did look like there was more in the thingy, but maybe not. Anyway, so I don't know why I'm so lethargic. Maybe I really should have some more coffee. Um, I try not to have it beyond noon until the evening, um, and it's about an hour until noon. However, I haven't really had very much, so maybe sometimes I'll say so. I'll have it a bit later. So, and maybe Colton's saying to play the coffee song. Maybe he is, because yeah, I mean, if I'm not gonna get back, can't afford it or don't like the process of going back into the studio. Um, but if I did it just for that simple song, well, I would hope it would stay simple. I would like to recreate something that happened the first time I did it, but I had one copy of it on the CD, and I don't know where. It's been quite a while, but the other person was doing something on the keyboard, and I don't know if we'd utilize him again if he's even still doing that type of work because it's been a while. I mean, it was okay. He was a music teacher for me at the time, so he gave me some studio time as part of that. I don't know otherwise what his fees would be. I wouldn't presume he would have kept a copy. This is going back longer than I realized, possibly because I've been in this house for almost 8 years, and it was probably at least 4 or 5 years before that, or you know, yeah, before that. So I think what I'm trying to say. So, and if he's working pretty constantly, plus it's kind of a bit far to get to. So, um, and like I can improvise musically, but um, like as far as well, I don't know if we'd be able to figure out what he was doing on the piano. Maybe we could do something similar. Uh, and then yeah, we can record, and that's just a matter of figuring out how to get radio. But I have for the past 15 minutes felt like I needed to push upstairs quickly, and I'm not sure what I should do. I don't know if I should keep this rolling. I mean, there wasn't a lot of setup involved in it, but and I could do that, but then they'd match pretty much. Um, Even though I'm low energy, I kind of would like to at least try one or two of these. Um, I'm going to work with the idea of possibly doing mine. And it's true, the video the other day, uh, I don't remember if I said it before I came up with the song or afterwards. And it was a longer video. But I had said that I would maybe do that song in its own video. That is true, and I think there was a few people that heard me say it. Um, I don't know if I'll put it in this video though. But yeah, I want to come up with ideas maybe for ones about my life. I know I hope it's not a hard question or an awkward question. I mean, I could see how it might be, but at the same time, as we go about our lives, we talk about it with people. you know, whether it's the struggles with a counselor or a life coach, or with friends, or with someone we find out we have something in common with, or, like, I mean, so when I think about it, it's not that, I mean, I know I am a stranger on YouTube, but we all start as strangers, right? So, yeah, just make sure that live chat is on. And yeah, we've had somebody here for about 2 or 3 minutes. That's a good thing and appreciated. Um, I'm going to hope that you might send some ideas. The truth is that I'm not great at writing melodies, but I am decent, and I can at least take the ideas and make lyrics, or maybe a poem with a few chords attached to it, connect, along with it. What do you think? First of all, I don't know if you've already started writing a comment, and if you have, well, I know they can only be a certain length per comment on here, or you can copy it, select it, delete it, and just say, "Do you like this idea?" and then put it back. It's just kind of a thought. I sometimes kind of do that kind of thing, um, because yeah, and this one is very obviously, and I haven't been rolling super long, but very obviously, I can't uh, can't come up with anything without, the ideas. And like I say, I could do one about me, and I probably have, as I've been the little bit of songwriting that I'm shared on this channel. I probably have done, you know, stuff about, yeah, whether it's something you're going through, or about your life, which also would include some things that you're going through, like currently or in the past. You know, perhaps even something that you feel you're struggling to heal from. I'm hesitant to say not breakups, because it's not that I couldn't do it on, the hard things of life, because we all experience some of that. But, you know, they're sad, and there's just so many songs like that out there, right? But yeah, if there's, yeah, um, I think this is a kind of a cool idea. So hopefully it will show to be. And then it could be one of those, people, because I just had a song written about my life, kind of thing. Other podcast I was watching, the other inspiration for this kind of was that somebody was asking about the song "The Story of My Life," and not long ago I also thought of I believe it's Bon Jovi song called that. So it's all kind of serendipitous. um, so we've had two of you here, one for about 5 or 6 minutes, and well, one for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, one for about 7 to 10 minutes, and I really do appreciate that. I briefly have to run upstairs for something important I gotta take care of. Uh, but I'll come back and either see some suggestions. I hope I've explained the idea well. I think I have. If not, ask for clarification. Some suggestions to kind of write some lyrics about on the spot. So you don't have to send them to me lyrically. I mean, if you are like creative writing and you like that kind of thing, you can, and then I can add to them. And with this, it'd be really cool if it ends up being pretty accurate based on those ideas. But if not, that's probably okay too, right? Um, and perhaps, not that I'm psychic or anything, not to like a strong extent, not, but perhaps it would also help you see into your future. I have intuition, and yeah, who knows what may come up anyway. That might kind of be like, huh, I want to try and do something connected to what that lyric said. So, like I say, I'm going to briefly step away, give you both an opportunity to write something. I don't know how to pause this, and I don't really, unfortunately, have anything filler in the time that I'm away that I can think of, except for relaxation music. I don't want to put you to sleep necessarily, unless it is the end of your day. But I don't want to put you to sleep before the end of this podcast. Um, so I'm going to say 16 minutes in, briefly step away for under 10 minutes. And then while I'm away, I will also maybe try and think up a little bit, I don't know, about what I might put into a song about my life. There's been some questions that have came up in some past podcasts that I've thought up or that have been in the conversation, and this even fits kind of with that idea. So I'll be back. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, it's not really good for both of us at the moment. Oh, huh, huh. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I wasn't gone for very long. Hopefully, I think, hopefully, or I'm assuming it's a somebody identified as male, but hopefully that person will come back because um, I was not gone for very long, and there was two people here who are not here now. But just the other day, two people were willing to wait. One was chatting, one was just watching for me to come back. But um, and So I don't know if it was either of those two or not, but somebody who was on one of yesterday's, and there could be legit reasons which may not have really been um, personal. I don't know. It'd be helpful to know, and we could talk about it. Or you know, um, hopefully, yeah, something that we could kind of get past with this individual based on something I said. Something I said that, and it actually, I think that did come up in that podcast, so maybe I should do that song again. Um, yeah, I don't know if it was one of the two people that was here, in which case the message didn't come in until I left, and I would have hoped that at least I'd said something that would have kept this individual here to to chat and open up a little bit about the thoughts there. But um, either that or once I left, the other two left. Maybe they're not familiar with my videos. So, if you're not as familiar with me, then you might not be as invested, just like with anybody else. But it all depends on the person watching too. If you're not as familiar with me, then you might not be as invested in in um, being patient and waiting. Um, but I know the other day, there was kind of the hope. It was kind of the hope for that individual. I'm not going to say what they go by on here. I don't know if it'll show that they put a message and took it back. Sorry, our dog's being a bit distracting. So just a moment. If I hadn't had to have gotten up earlier, he would have probably just stayed laying down like he was. But I know none of these are that good, but and I wish they were more consistent in their way they make these. Okay, so basically, hopefully not thinking too much into it as soon as the time maybe thinking, but you know, um, and he wasn't. I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back, and maybe this will be a really long one. Come back to the channel, and he'll be like, "Oh, he's live. Is he there now? Oh, he is. Okay." Um, I almost want to. Well, one thing I want to do is look up the lyrics of the song that I wrote the other day, and then yeah, what I might do is wait until we got viewers or possibly that particular individual, because I know yesterday when we did the video, there was a part of me, even though this person had left the live stream, enjoyed it for a few minutes, and then yeah, it was a little bit awkward, and like I say, not really sure why. But anyway, left the. I mean, I know what I said when it happened, but I don't know why the reaction was what it was, basically. Um, but I thought, that it'd be great for this person to hear the song because I don't know, maybe it would be helpful. Maybe it would be helpful to connect it to what had been said and or what this person is going through. Um, in the meantime, uh, I have the lyrics and stuff. I don't think I noted down what chords though. Um, but I think I remember. And when I go to the piano, I'm more likely to, because I guess it's one of the first things you learn. Although that's been like when I was like 7 or 8, so I guess like 30 years almost ago. Um, you think of the C. So I think I did start it on C, and then I think I almost want to say it was C D E. but I don't know if it was. I mean, in that you could say as a chord progression or possibly scale, but I have to sit at the piano and I know I actually Uh, improvised two songs. Yeah, I did I put the note there. 'Cause I didn't have anything to put on the screen. I don't know. Maybe that would be a better way though. Maybe I should I should do up a little sign to put up when I'm. I mean, I would think people can come and look at the chat just as easily. I suppose if I want to be creative, but I'm not going to be super obvious necessarily. Um, um, yeah. As for the other idea, whether it's well, part of me wants to hold off on saying this. I think if I do, though, it would be obvious. I mean, for anybody. Um, direct words. Um, that maybe going sequential is, as early as you can remember, and I'd be curious to hear the variety in that. And you know, music, uh, uh, when we allow it to do so, can really help us through our feelings and our pain and our struggles. But also, it can be the positive stuff too, right? And somebody didn't like when I listed those off. I was gonna put it in but I mean, it's obvious, I think, because they were there for a few seconds and left. So, um, but this would be a good opportunity for you to get to know me as well. I mean, video form is the next best to in person, I would say. Um, and that's what this is. So, but no, I think it's potentially a good thing. A good, I mean, musically could be a good way. Um, One thing I do want to maybe put in the notes here is that it's, and I think this is obvious with the details in the video too. Um, um, yeah, I mean, so I think I will try and do one based on myself, but I just maybe if I knew a bit more, but with not knowing that this individual that I've been kind of alluding to would see this, I um, I also don't know much about them. So I mean, um, I have another idea that just came to mind. If anybody does, and it's kind of like narrowing them down. You know, I don't know if I've done one about Ray. Linda. I don't know if I've done one about Linda. I did do one about the old Scottish woman, which was both thinking about my grandmother and this Linda lady I knew. I know. I thought, well, wishes for somebody the other day, but not somebody I was super close with. Um, but that's another thing I could. Well, but you know what? I've almost kind of done that. There's been the one improvised video I did was about people that I've met through my life. So I kind of did it about them being in my life. I didn't do it about what I know about theirs, which is maybe slightly different. Um, The thing was is that there wasn't that many. I kind of lost touch with one, but I knew someone that knew her, and she said she was going to let her know. Um, but I don't think that she's all that active online, which is kind of what should I call it to hear about these days. Um, Another one I thought that had been since like grade school since we connected, and I wasn't sure I wanted to reach out. Um, Another one I did, and he thanked us for thinking of him, and seemed kind of curious. And I don't know if he's just been too busy with work, but he hasn't come to the video and he hasn't really said much. So, and I can't remember who else was mentioned, but I have a feeling I might think of the same people. I mean, those are the people that stood out the strongest to me. If I was to think about, maybe this would be a kind of a good starting point to get me in the mode of doing this. If I was to think about people that I didn't, that maybe don't stand out as strongly, but I still kind of remember. Hmm. Well, whether I'm doing this about, and they were obviously in my life in some way, whether I'm doing this about my life or about theirs, I still think it would make sense for getting the ideas to start from sequential. Um, and I'm going to start, I think, somewhere in grade school. Hmm. I talked about somebody that I went to grade school with in one of my videos. He's got some, I mean, a lot of us do, but he's got some pretty unique details about him and his life. And if I did that, it might be obvious. And so it's not like it'd be vague, and he hasn't said go for it. And I'm not really in touch with him. Um, um, but so yeah, so I don't know. I think for most of us, probably grade school age is probably where we would kind of start remembering things in our life, because before then we were quite young, but everybody's different, right? Um, and I say that, but like, hmm, um, and I know that and the person that tuned in stayed as said it and is still here, and I appreciate it. But I know that for some people that could be, maybe was a hard time, their school days or whatever. I actually did a meditation video on my channel. There's a picture with a thumbnail with it. It was a while back, and I can't remember how it kind of came about, but I ended up kind of using that as a theme. So that was, and it was kind of interesting. I think it turned out well, considering I don't do improvised meditate or really even meditations that much anymore. I should, but um, so let me see here. Maybe doing music, and once I get an idea, like, and it is. I like the idea of showing the process of coming up with songs at the same time, unless people know that that's what you're doing are and they think it's a good idea, or especially and the first part, like if to know that that's what you're doing. Otherwise, they'll come in and they'll be like, "This sounds like all mishmash," right? So, um, it's interesting that I'm finding that maybe because it is true. I don't know. Maybe it is an easier way to do it because it is true that I mean, a lot of us, are very introspective, and we do let our lives inspire us, but we also spend the most. We are the closest with ourselves, even if we're still trying to find ourselves. We ourselves in some ways we are the closest um, person to us, even if others are also close. So, and that can feel really comfortable and lovely, and I would say for me it does. But it's also kind of like, it's just me, it's just, I mean, or I don't know if I want to be the focus, kind of thing. Um, so that being said, okay, grade school, grade school. I know I thought of a couple people, but I'm trying to think, does somebody stand out? I'm gonna have to go through the alphabet, and I'll do it with that in mind. So let's see here, A names, and I'm gonna try and do it quick because for some reason that feels like the best way. And I think I'm thinking about other people I went to school with at this point. Although maybe I should kind of open it up to just people from that age in my life that may make it easier. But I'm already almost halfway through the alphabet, so I'll try that if I don't find much success the first way. G H um, I'm just I'm just I know that there are some for these letters. I'm just not thinking of them at the moment. I mean, it's been a while. The other day, somebody asked how old I was. Well, I think I asked somebody, and then it randomly came up with somebody else as well, uh, in a different video. And the two people, person who asked hadn't seen it, and they asked, and I'm not sure if they thought I looked old or they maybe just couldn't tell because I could understand that maybe. Anyway, so I'm on the keys, I believe. LM. I mean, I do kind of think of one that starts with one of those letters there, but I kind of mentioned her yesterday, and that's probably good enough. Didn't put it in a song, but because I was kind of being nostalgic, and I don't remember exactly how it came up, but NOPQ. Yes, this is harder than it seems doing it this way. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go with general people from that time in my life. People are like, and if you can't do this, there's something wrong. um, I mean, I stated it when I kind of came to one. A, B, there's two, three, and there's one person just tuned in. Welcome. What I'm doing at the moment, and again, you've maybe seen the details of this video, and that's why you clicked in. And so feel free to send ideas. But what I'm doing is thinking about people from. Okay, he left. So C, D, E. Hmm. Okay, I'm kind of getting an idea. So I'm gonna roll with it. Gonna have to come this way because I don't want the dog. Oh, he got up anyway. I might turn the AC off. I have this hoodie on because I'd gotten chilly, but it doesn't seem like it's too loud for doing these. And I kind of want to keep the hoodie on, even though it's an old thing. Um, and so if I turn it off but keep the hoodie on, I'll get too warm perhaps. So once I start doing music, I think you'll hear me over the thingy. This is improvised. I will say that much. So, on your left, so whatever. Okay. One thing I did is I sometimes use the letters in their names as the chord inspiration. The dog just got not comfy, but I feel like I need wow. So, okay. This is the one. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And I might do that with whether it's a screen name or your actual name. I might just kind of, that's one way that I've been kind of looking at lately, randomly, is using the letters in the name to come up with a melody. So. Only certain letters Nice. Interesting pattern. Spend time on your farm. With your family too. We could be big, we play games, but not hanging out. Upset that better. Somebody there for a few seconds. Didn't like what they did, but so you can see what the video me left. Okay. So I'm gonna keep going through the letters then. The hard part is that some of these people I've lost touch with as I've gotten older, and we live in different places, and that particular one is older, so she, you know, doesn't may not be kind of um, up with social media kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, like I say, you can see the ideas in the video. One thing maybe I'll do. Somebody that was like a few seconds. One thing I might do next time somebody comes in, as long as I'm not too enthralled in doing otherwise. And I don't know, for some people, if they have headphones on or whatever, the AC might be loud. And I am still a bit chilly with this one, so we'll get that off for a few minutes anyway. But um, so I'm going to start with a song that I did yesterday that actually kind of did incorporate a couple people that I know kind of in it. And the person who's just tuned in a few minutes ago, I don't know if you were watching that video, but I hope that either way you will find this song helpful and enjoyable. And then yeah, you can see also what this video is about, and feel free to kind of collab with me, and we can see what we can come up with in the viewer left, but whatever. But now that I'm kind of in the mode of doing that, I might just do it. Because it feels right, and it feels like, no harm in it. I mean, it could be a good thing. So I wish I last night when I was watching back some of the content that I posted, because I think that's good to do. I don't always get around to it, or not the full thing, because as you know, sometimes they get long. That I wish that we started off and then we did some other stuff in between, and then we came back, or we were kind of back and forth a little bit. And but then I'd have a better idea as to what this sounded like last night, because unfortunately in the moment I did not record it. But this is a rough song, and then, like I say, we can write one together. I'm going to skip that intro part because I can't remember exactly how it started. Live a great life, and I want to thank. Yeah, the chord's not coming through. Basically, I'll just read the lyrics. Lived a great life, and I want to thank, and the viewer left, the people who were in it, and for it being in theirs. Raise your drink, wine, soda, or beer. I know there are other drinks, but happy to my dude on this show. We are all strangers to each other till we know. Let people be themselves and love them for it. Be yourself and adore it. You write your life, so live it right. I've heard a lyric kind of like that in another song recently. Actually, kind of sort of fits with this theme kind of too. And I like it. And I think I've covered it a couple times, but I don't like that lyric because essentially, I mean, we're all trying to, I think and hope, live our best life. I don't think there's necessarily, well, I was going to say, I don't think there's necessarily a right way. There are many right ways. There is also right and wrong. But you can, rise above and out of the wrongs if they really are, bad things, and then do better. There was somebody there for some of those lyrics, but so where are we here? I'm going to wait till somebody tunes in for the next bit there. If that makes more sense. It's also just noticing it's pretty windy out. Feel the feels. It's real. It heals. I almost don't remember it coming out quite the it's real part, but it is. I am me working to be all that I know I can be, putting it out there to resonate, making people contemplate, curious, and in my kindness and love, and over angels be blessed, be happy, be kind. A few lines ago. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna do that part again in a moment. I know I'm trying. I mean, his content was terrible, and he was doing the process the way he was doing the process, and I guess I'm doing the same. Be blessed, be happy, be kind, be true, and in all that be you. It's a good way to be for you in the world, boys and girls, men and women in the. And I guess those were all. Yeah, so there wasn't that much. Yes, that is a big stack of books. It is true. Yes, that's a big stack of. And people would say just play something from those books. Most of these are classical, and that's the other person in the house that plays that kind of stuff. So, I can also do your song requests. That's something I could do if you don't like the initial idea of this video. But if you do, let's collab and see what we can come up with. Now, I'm also trying to do the process for doing it for myself too. And there was somebody there for a minute or two, but I'm going to stand because somebody once told me that I seemed confident when I stand. I think I seem confident either way. And as far as the whole idea of, sitting and singing, I mean, when people play piano, I don't know. I don't think if you have the talent and the ability or find it in the right songs and you've done it long enough and then you can I think you can do it. In fact, took a singing thing years ago. I didn't really need it. It was kind of like learning singing techniques and stuff like that. I had already been singing for many, many, many years. It was just something to do and sounded kind of interesting or whatever. And I think there was a lot of it that we did sit, but I do remember, sometimes she would have us stand, and I guess it's that balance. It's that balance. You can sing big and powerfully sitting, and maybe I'll be showing that in this. But so basically, okay, so I wish I knew. Well, I kind of do maybe common rock chords. It wasn't that we only played rock, but it's kind of interesting. I was thinking about the person who kind of led it, and I was thinking about, kind of just this. I do from time to time, but like this week a couple times. And I came downstairs and I put the radio on, and there was a song that I had played in high school when I was in a rock band. I loved some of the classes. I was in a rock band. Only played at the fashion talent show once a year. And at lunch hour, I was in a rock band. I was in a rock band. What else do I remember from school? I mean, I had routine then, more routine then. Ate, probably ate better then, even though I was a teen then. That was perfect. What else? Oh gosh, I don't remember. Unfortunately, I do not remember. And then, okay, this could be interesting. Maybe kind of, sort of. Maybe kind of, sort of. This would be really great. Although it would be all the keys doing it. Then really great if this was a keyboard or if I don't know. I know that playing music or other videos while recording, it could potentially freeze it up, but it also, I think, distorts it. And I still haven't found my phone. I tried to look a bit more last night. I've also tried to use that app or whatever, and I couldn't. It didn't find anything. Um, although I had thought, although we didn't hear it, no, but that was trying to find the tablet ages ago. I don't know. For some reason, I remember it was displaying, but it doesn't now. Anywho, um, so it was the yeah. So I could pull it up on there, and because it's not the weekend or an evening, I don't have any other. Although we has left that other device home a couple times recently, but almost sounded like intentionally didn't do that today. So yeah, but let's see here. Does that sound like a phone, maybe? Try to give stuff away. Let's see. Help me get through the day. Some were pretty nice. Some were jerks. Some were crank. And so you do not skip. Sometimes under frustration you want me down. Always in the back of my head, I know I can make you smile if you give me a little while. And then we all laugh, like, yeah. But to the right person, it'd be like, oh, I'm down for smiling, you know. Oh, being a little sad, or just you could always use another smile, you know. Talk for a little while. By them. Something I liked just a little more, though I do support writers and publishers and models and designers, and I'm making this up on the spot, just so you know, and editors, just not too much editing. That's good. Good when things are natural. It's usually better. I miss Marianne. Desmond and Marianne, I cannot forget her. But the thing I think I like most of all is the campaign in which I would place the call. And now people go sign up for school, college, or university. This was many years ago. Improvising it. Do feel free to give ideas based on the idea of this thing. I'm just kind of looking at my life, which is the idea behind this, looking at life and making it musical. It could just be life in general too, I guess. But And the funny thing is, I never really thought which of those two I would like better. And I mostly don't feel that you need a degree to be successful. But society often says otherwise. But so many people are wise that have so much potential. I'll express like that. They must have been a scholar. No, just kidding. They must have been a scholar. They could have been a scholar in their own right. Could make some dollars. I guess the timing has to be right. Get there. Guess it's what I'm meant to do. But now I don't know. How about you? The question there, because you came in just as it came in, you're the only one here at the moment, at this current time, is do you, yeah, but I like that question too. And maybe I'll put it for the people that are, have you gotten where you want to? What happened there? Gatiyoko? I invented a word. Gotten where you want to in life. If so, welcome me to share, to say. Mostly just for the people who say it. If not, let's talk about how to help you get there. And anybody that tunes in and happens to see that, or really sees me anyway, and doesn't like the vibe, I don't know. I don't understand those people. But at the same time, maybe it's just at the current time, they might be interested, but just not sure about at this moment in time. So I'm gonna put this back on because I did just put that back on, right? Yes. So. Okay, so that was my 20s. Oh, but there was, of course, more in my 20s than just those dead end jobs. Well, yeah. Honestly and truly, Ray, what stands out most is the karaoke because I did it quite often. I took some classes. I took some classes in acting, classes in photography, classes in writing, things that mean a lot to me. Oh yeah, and I was in a band then too. I know I took other kinds of classes. Pottery. Lottery. No. Need to win the lottery. I don't like paint when it's watery or water paint. Quite a few words with that. Anyway. And then the dirty 30s, as they say. No, just kidding. Which is where I'm at now. Where am I at now? I wrote actually some lyrics as we get two people. Welcome to being here now. The two people who are currently here. And yes, you can see what this video is about in the descriptions. The video I was watching, and they both left. You know what? I think it would be in Josh though, because it's in that tab. I don't want to toggle from the one I'm recording in while doing so, but it would be here. The video I was watching before I came here inspired me to write a few lyrics that I have super long ago, but this is what I got so far. Move your left. But yeah, and what chords do I want? That's funny. thinking. Need to be, need to be. The need to succeed, the need to speed. Up. Because time often feels like it's really slow down. Need success to fill my cup with abundance. Make me want to dance. And maybe bring some romance. That's all I got. Nobody was here to hear it. But I quoted it, so yay me. I'm curious. I'm just curious. I am curious, I tell you. And I'm going to type it this way because it's more natural. And I will close it afterwards. The window does not want to move. Okay, here we go. Songs about... I'm like, really? Okay. Yeah, I guess that one by the title it is. I don't know if I'd otherwise say that it is. That one, sure, but that one I don't know. That one I mentioned earlier. It's my life, now or never. We ain't gonna live forever, so we gotta live our life. It's my life. It's like an open highway. Frankie said I did it my way. Oh, some of them briefly. As soon as I mentioned Frankie, they're like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go see Frankie." Or I hate that name. To be frank, is to be frank. To be frank is easy. I'm looking up songs under a certain theme, but I also, had the idea behind this video, so feel free to weigh in about it. But yeah, like I say, I'm just looking at some song ideas to kind of think about doing them. Some of these I don't know, and some of these I'm not sure. That's interesting. That is interesting. That is deep, and I need to wait till there's somebody viewing to say it. You may not know what to say, and I talk this way sometimes in the chat, but you may not know what to say about your life, and you may not feel successful. But when I look up songs about being successful in life, I find one, I believe is Destiny's Child, and the viewer left, because that's what reminds me I have to go take care of my kids. They're calling me. I got stuff I got to do for them. Hey, I just had kind of one more point to that, though, and it was darn good. And that's why I'm kicking the table in excitement. I've thought about that one recently. Keep on holding on. I was gonna be another. Type something. Okay, can we fly now? Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. Like feeling like I never felt before. Oh no. Get a good feeling. Oh. I just got an idea I'm going to try and work with here. And then, eventually you might hear the finished version. And I know that, maybe, the idea of the first time somebody hears a song, it being kind of rough draft isn't appealing, but then other people will like to kind of see the process of it coming to be. So, um, let's see here. What I think I'm going to do is play. I don't know if I should say my secret, but nobody's here right now anyway. Play a bunch of chords. I kind of like some of the patterns I've worked with today. So let's see here. Yeah, it's a fairly long name, but those are the only ones that work. I'm going to stick with the other one, I think. Okay, so let's see here. Now just go through the alphabet, maybe. I don't know. That's at least help make it a bit easier. Okay, here we go. Tune in. Tune in. We want the reality of which we dream. I don't know if the words were not handled very well there, or what. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. But maybe somebody says, no, they're not better than they seem, and no, they don't want this reality, and I don't like it. But anyway, I liked it. So anyway, that's the main thing. That's the second time with that pattern. I feel like there's another chord that maybe should be in between it, but then a couple times I thought, no, maybe not. Time, where you been, my friend? Okay, I got like a couple lines here. So where are you? I do have time to type it up, but I like it. I don't know if I like it enough to necessarily hold on to it more than in this video, though. And as far as remembering it, I think the second part of the rhyme is pretty memorable. The second couple of lines, whatever. I might make this its own video if I can think of a title, and maybe I can, and maybe I'll still kind of bring this idea into it. But okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Can I think of the title?